Hey folks, we're back in the phone booth. These are long days. We've been here, I guess, for about 10 hours. We're not done yet. We're in the middle of budget estimates for tonight. But I wanted to give people an update of what's going on. So last night, we were given this list. This is a 13-page list of the $130 million in cuts to this budget. These cuts don't balance the budget. They take a little bit away from a lot of people who really need it. Transition year program at Dell, gone. The Publishers Fund that allows publishers to make books in this province, gone. Huge cuts all across the arts sector. Cuts to the domestic violence court. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but of course now that this is public, we're hearing from people across the province who are just devastated, and especially in rural communities. Everything from visitor information centers to museums to theater companies, to public sector jobs that quite frankly keep those spaces running. We're now being told that the Nova Scotia Community College is going to have to cut its workforce significantly. Well, those community college jobs are good rural jobs. And the Premier is going to be able to pick the president of the NSCC. Lots of that going on in here. The Premier giving himself the power to do a lot of things that we need to be independent. We used to have an independent health authority. Then the Premier appointed a former PC chief of staff to run it and report to him. We used to have an independent university system, but legislation in the last session changed it so that the Minister of Education can basically override a university senate. And while we're talking about universities, massive cuts to advanced education and cuts to our innovation sector, which really is mind-boggling. So the Premier's leaving again. He's going to be gone tomorrow. He's going to be gone next week. We're only going to be here for like 10 days, folks. But the Premier doesn't think he needs to be here. And meanwhile, the economic engines that we have now, not the imaginary ones that might happen in the future, the ones we already have now, the high productivity jobs we have in ocean tech, the ones we need to prepare for with the federal defense spending, that stuff is coming out of our post-secondary institutions. And so, the fight continues. We today are asking questions to the community's culture, tourism, and heritage minister about a lot of those cuts I just mentioned and a whole lot more. And we'll try to share that full list if we can. And we're asking questions to the Minister of Housing. We're really not getting a lot of answers. One of the things we found in this budget is that many departments actually increased the budget for communications in the minister's offices. So we hear a good story, we pay for it with our own dollars, but we don't see those results on the ground. We don't see housing we can afford. We don't see a life that we can afford. We don't have power bills that we can afford. But also, we have waning trust in our institutions, and that's really too bad. Public servants are here to do the right thing, but we have to let them. We have to trust people who know what they're doing, and we have to empower people who speak for Nova Scotians to bring those voices here. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing today. That's what we're doing tomorrow. If you have questions, send them along. If you have questions for me, for my colleagues, if you have questions for the ministers or the Premier, we will do our best to get them to them. Thanks for following along.